This video should be one that you're all familiar with by now. Long-eared Fox did one, BPR Gaming did one. I swear to God, if Assassin's Creed Empire looks like that desert in BPR's video, oh dear. As you can imagine, I don't believe that the best place to look for an example of how the next Assassin's Creed game, if it's set in Egypt, could look like is actually going to a Skyrim mod titled The Grey Cowl of Nocturnal, which sends you to a desert. By the way, the desert looks like complete shit, from a distance at least. However, I do believe that the place to look for a good representation of what Assassin's Creed Empire could look like is of course going to be in The Witcher 3. And not necessarily some desert overhaul mod either, because what people forget is Egypt is only 90% desert. But I was playing the Hearts of Stone expansion for The Witcher 3, which I've been playing a lot lately. You're probably quite sick of it by now. And I ended up in this sandy flat area, which looks really nice. Now, instead of looking like a shitty, overly saturated Skyrim mod or something that looks too orange for its own good, this little area was quite nice to take a look at. It was sort of appealing to my eyes. Then there's how the lighting reflects off of the ground and how it reflects off of the water, and I thought this is not just about how the desert's there, this is how I think everything should look really. It's sort of a nice look, because you have the lighting reflecting off the ground, you have it reflecting off the water, and then you have it reflecting off of everything, even how it reflects off the character. I think that's something that Assassin's Creed Empire should look like. So instead of making this video about some over-the-top sandy Skyrim mod or just some desert overhaul for this, I'm sort of talking more about not just the desert features, but the other ones as well, such as how the water should look, which it should basically look like this. The water in The Witcher 3 is beautiful. Of course, I had a few cities here and there with nice parkour opportunities, and you'd have yourself a pretty nice looking Assassin's Creed world. When it comes to lighting, The Witcher 3 is quite over the top as far as lighting goes. Not necessarily to the point where you think, Jesus Christ, that's too much, but at the same time you sort of do, and I feel as if the lighting is something to go off as well. Maybe not as intense, maybe like lighten it up a little bit, make it less invasive on your screen when you have lens flares or certain things at times of day, and so you'd have a nice experience there, I think, visually at least. Now there are of course the textures to account for. If you're going to do a desert game, which Assassin's Creed Empire allegedly will be, then the textures need to look right from a distance, because that's where you're going to be spending the most time. You're not going to zoom in on all those little textures. So they're going to need to be visible when you're running past them, because otherwise it will look empty, just like that Grey Cowl of Nocturnal Desert in the Skyrim mod. If they get that right and top it with some beautiful water, some beautiful lighting and great textures all around, then we could be in store for a pretty beautiful Assassin's Creed game. If Assassin's Creed Empire is set in Egypt, then there's a very high chance that it won't be fully city-based, which means that it will be the first fully next-gen or current-gen console, depending on how you look at it, game to be set outside of a city in the Assassin's Creed franchise. I do believe that The Witcher 3 is the best visual example I can give to show you what I think Assassin's Creed Empire should sort of look like when it comes to the open world and how that looks. Of course, I do look forward to looking at how the game actually looks when it gets announced or whenever that'll be, but in the meantime we can at least give ourselves a little bit of speculation. And this is definitely what I think the next Assassin's Creed should look like, especially if it's set in Egypt, because they need to get those colours right and the textures and everything, and I feel as if this game's got a good representation of what they could go for. Because if the game looks good and is nice visually, then it's going to make it easier to try to get into, I do find. But anyway guys, thanks for watching this short discussion little video that I had. I thought I wanted to do it for a while, but I couldn't find any visual representations until this game came into my life, because I picked it up late. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share, comment, and I'll see you all in the next one. So yeah.